And we are talking to IEBC Commissioner Mohammed Alawi to just shed more light on this. Mr. Commissioner, do you think from where you stand, 5.2 billion, for example, is enough to campaign for the presidency? And since this law, these guidelines are expected to set a level playing field for all candidates, do you think you'll achieve this?
For me, I'm not a political candidate. For me, I'm a commissioner. My work is to make sure that the money is used for authorized purposes. And we have specifically specified for every limb where the money is allowed to be used. What is also important is not only the spending of the money, is disclosure of where that money is coming from. The ceiling must not be reached. It must not be breached. We're saying you can spend up to this amount of money, but you cannot breach it. You cannot break the ceiling. So what is important here is that we have to look at the law in totality. You must disclose your sources of income. You must disclose your expenditure. And that in itself is a very good law.
That brings me to my next question, Mr. Commissioner. This law is anchored on self-disclosure. Don't you think that is a weakness of the law?
To the contrary, that is the strength of the law. That is the strength of the law. Look at it this way. The law is very clear how much you can spend in the media and coverage. Everybody knows the media rates in this country. People can monitor how many sessions you have buy from the media. And they can say that he has claimed to have spent 20 million, but he has actually spent 16 here, or 32 million. It focuses the monitors, it focuses the political class, the candidate, to be spending the amount that is allowed by law. It is not a global figure. It is a figure that is broken down on authorized expenditure. And you see, I will tell you this again and again, world over, government collects and monitor taxes through personal disclosure. And what different will it be here, whereby candidates are also told you can only spend this amount of money on these aspects, and you must disclose your sources, and you must say how much you've spent.
Final question. There's a lot of skepticism about this law, and if the political parties and candidates are going to abide by these regulations, are the penalties stringent enough to make sure that the political parties abide by these laws?
I think the penalty is stringent enough. I mean, the amount of money involved may look small, but the prison term, and there could be other effects. It could also be a ground of petition at the same time, yeah, that you have spent more than allowed in the campaign. I think what is important that this is a new law.
All right.
It's a new water for this country, that we must look at it, we must embrace it. For the first time, you have two options: whether to have no law at all, so you allow people to bring money from wherever they want to bring, spend as much as they want.
So it's a starting point.
Or you must put ceilings and force people to disclose their sources of income.
All right. Thank you so much. Mohammed Alawi, IEBC Commissioner, just